That's inspiring, you know.
Absolutely. I'm out here to rock out for the homie.
Love to see it.
But Talo took Lima to Game 5.
He did, and he beat him last week.
Did he?
Or maybe it wasn't last week. It was either last week or 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks
I
ago.
thought he could have beat him again, honestly. It was close.
Yeah,
I
very
guess the
close.
last game it was like, Lima kind of clutched up there. But
I think something that Jake and I were talking about is Lima is that type of player that has endurance and will play the long game. And the longer you play against the top player, the better it is for them. They have a better chance to kind of read all your silly little moves or all the things you would kind of go for. Something I've been noticing too, speaking of, person who took one of our really good players here to Game 5, Talo has been using, I think that's the up B, the blade thing, the blade dancing move. I think it's his up B. You've been using that a lot more out of disadvantage. It's getting a lot of mileage.
yeah, I know he uses a different loadout depending on the character he's fighting. Does he have the dash down B?
Yes, the one where it's the poke.
That move is good.
It's good on read.
Like low key.
It's good on read.
It is. That move has a niche use, and when used well, it is good.
Tech chasing.
Like, yeah.
Tech chasing.
Or just like catching dashbacks. It's also really good for it. Something I think we forgot to mention though. Talo was the one that beat Bert in winners.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a run back.
So this is a run back for Bert. I'm not sure how historically the 2 set count goes, but I think generally speaking, I could see it going either way. I feel like when I look at these 2 characters, I would think Falcon has an advantage just because me Swordfighter is a zoner. Falcon is fast; he can break that zone. But I'm not 100% sure.
I think historically speaking, it was Bert favored for a pretty long time because Talo was just kind of coming up in our region. Like he didn't really know all the silly goofiness that is DFW. But I think
has he been PR'd yet?
Talo?
Yeah,
he's currently PR.
He's currently PR. Okay.
Yeah, they both are. Yeah, both these guys are.
Do you know off the top of your head what number they are?
They're on the lower side. They're
so
closer
like
to 15.
within 10 to 15 range?
Yeah. They're both 10 to 15.
I'd assumed he had been. Was this his first season? Do you know?
I
feel like he'd been before. Right?
I don't think this is his first season being PR. I think it might be the second. I don't think it's more than 2. If it is, I don't think he's had more than 2 seasons.
He's definitely been a force, in the scene for a while, though. I think it's like everyone would know who he is. Ooh.
You just get juggled.
Up airs. Honestly, and that was a pretty commanding 2-stock. I feel like he, still playing hot. Sometimes it's like after you play that winner's final set, you get like a little bit iced out waiting for, losers quarters, losers semis. But he's still on it.
I think a big thing here, like I said, with this matchup specifically, you're talking about Falcon wanting to rush down, break that zone. It's really hard for Bert to break the zone given what Talo is covering. Because as Falcon, you really only have a few entry options. You don't actually have, you don't have much. Like, what do you want to do, jump in there and then land on top of Talo? Like, what are you going to do? He can cover that.
That's true. I guess a lot of it is, like, he'll be in shield, right? If you're approaching from the air, and that's kind of awkward. It's getting those dash grabs, and getting him off stage. Can you edge guard this character? Not really. Probably not as Falcon. Not really. So you got to get like most of your mileage off ledge traps.
That was really
or off
good.
of burst movement.
That was really
I love the command grab on the platform as a classic, and he'll hit everyone every time until the end of time.
Literally.
It works so well.
Yeah, like Sloppy Joe earlier complaining about Incineroar, like that what is it, a low and whip? Is that what it, no, it's not a low and whip, it's Lariat. The
side B?
Yeah,
that's the whip.
Oh, it is a low and whip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I'm getting hit by that every time on platform. I'm getting hit by that.
You kind of have to, like, I don't know. As someone who has a command grab, right? Like, it's kind of free. Like, I really don't. I can't describe it any other way.
Same.
They just get hit by it.
Yeah,
man.
we both have
like,
command grabs. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna stand there?
Okay, you're gonna stand there and get up aired for free.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna jump and get up aired for free?
Or are you gonna just
gonna take the grab?
Yeah.
And do nothing.
You try to roll like for me. You try to roll away. Okay, monkey kick. Like, it's a lot of things that mix up, man. And like,
now, speaking of a mix up,
right?
Bert,
We haven't really actually paid attention to it, but yes, Bert is up by 2.
No.
Thank you.
It's a little SD there.
Thank you, Sid.
You know, I pointed it out. That it's commentator's curse.
If he dies another time, it is actually your fault. Ooh. That was good. Nice tech there from TaloHalo, not at least leading into the up air chain. He was reaching for that.
This Falcon kick on, to kind of just hit someone on the ground. I've seen him do that a few times.
Out of the corner.
I feel like I hadn't seen that before. Maybe that's like something new he's been implementing, but it's pretty strong.
I think it's that burst option that
Yep.
The drift mix up.
Can he go deep? Nope. Just gonna take stage. Probably the better choice.
Yeah, it's a burst option mix up for the fact that like it has a ground hitbox. It covers so much. It covers so much area, and if they dodge it and they neutral get up or roll in, he can just up B drift. We call it Tokyo drifting.
Yeah, Falcon's drift is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of his better attributes.
Yeah, like when he up Bs, he can literally boom. Like
I've seen him like, he'll up B and like not get, he'll kind of drift back from ledge like a little bit. He doesn't want to get too framed. And he'll just drift all the way back and grab on the ledge. I'm like, man, I'm like never expecting that.
no, it's pretty good. Well, tell whoever's in the chat asking for Lima. Lima will be next.
There'll be a lot more Lima.
Yeah, you'll see Lima in Grands. Don't you worry about that.
All right. Was the first game on PS2? Or was it on Battlefield?
It was on Battlefield.
It was on Okay.
Small Battlefield, I think.
Ooh,
No, it was regular
just up air
Battlefield.
chains. Yeah, I think Bert wants no platforms. I'm going to go out and say I think that with the platforms, it is actively, they work against him because that's a space that Swordfighter can be under, in which it becomes a lot harder to approach him.
Mm-hmm. The big option here, too, for... Oh, that will kill.
Oh, that will just explode. Gone.
Fair.
Dead.
Trade. You got to trade in that one. It is wild to me to see just how much... Again, like you watch both characters, and it's just how much effort Bert has to go through to get TaloHalo in his like advantage state, whereas TaloHalo can just poke and prod and become balanced.
That's true. But I think one thing that Swordfighter has over the average zoner is, he has those disjointed aerials. He has a sword, right?
Right.
That's already good for itself. He can actually air to air pretty well. Barely missing the kill.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that would have killed a bit earlier. Maybe that move's not as strong as I thought. Maybe the up air was stale. Chakram, though, I feel like that gets a lot of mileage for TaloHalo.
It does, and I think that as a projectile in this moment, like, you're playing against a character that doesn't have anything, has barely any tools, and Bert, sadly, is on the losing end of the zone, even though he can break it very well. And I feel like Raptor Boost could break it well, but then Chakram is just going to delete it entirely, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Chakram is a kind of slow move. Honestly, all of his projectiles are slow, relatively speaking.
Yes.
And Captain Falcon being so fast and being able to break the zone, goes all the way off stage there. And is rewarded.
Game 4.
And, I think we've seen a little bit of wake up from Bert after that game 1. He was down. He's like, okay, I lost in winners. Time to clutch up. I'm in best of 5. And he wins these next 2 games. So the question is will we see the same adaptation from TaloHalo?
Well, you want that. You want that same adaptation from TaloHalo. I mean, if you want to go the series.
If you want a hot game 5, right?
Yeah,
that's what you would want, right?
That's what I want.
You want a hot game 5? Well, we'll see. We'll see what What do you think he has to change here? Where do you think he's?
The biggest thing that I can see right now that TaloHalo, I think, needs to change is when Bert does get in and he does break that zone, he does need to try to find a way out of the combos. I mean, that's not going to be the way.
Dead.
That is not the way. He was SDIing against Lima and getting out of like Witch Twist and ABK. Bert is a little bit different because a lot of these things with Falcon are just true at these percents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less, you're less able to break that zone rather than
Not
or
get
break,
put in it.
yeah, break that like flow or that combo you're stuck in rather than being able to move away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I also think he gets stuck in shield all the time.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's really hard, though. Like, speaking from experience,
Yeah.
When you're playing a zoner against Falcon, it is hard to not get caught in shield. And he has the command grab. So it's like he's really good at even punishing you for that, for shielding too much.
Yep. And then also, again, Raptor Boost straight up has armor through it. If that move connects near you, it's just free for Bert. Like, he gets a chance to actually, like, hit you and create a combo for himself. Now, he's up a whole stock, but Talo working really well, like you were saying, underneath that platform where it's really scary if you're against Swordfighter to play against, or like to be in, position for you to be in.
You're getting pretty much uncontested on the second stock. Can he take it? I feel like this is what he needs right now, even up the momentum. Oh no.
You gotta roll. You gotta roll out there. I mean, I roll out there, and I'm sure Bert reads that.
I roll in there and get hit every time. It's just not even a question.
You roll in and get kicked?
Yeah, every time. I'm always holding in. I got hit by a move. Why wouldn't I be holding in?
That's fair. I get it. You're trying to go center stage. We've seen less and less use of Chakram, too. Like, I wonder if Talo has maybe used that.
That's it.
Yep.
I know. I think, honestly, both of the projectiles, outside of the situation where he's doing a ledge trap, really don't get him that much. Because Falcon's just so agile.
Agreed.
He can pretty much just get around them. At most, it's like what the Chakram does, like 4%, something like that.
It's
right?
mental.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
It's all mental.